Hello and welcome to another playthrough of the Tiny Eldritch, distilled version of the Eldritch Horror that I have made on only 9 cards and 18 components. So this time I decided to do another video playthrough and with different investigators and using a bit harder old ones. So let's do this setup quickly. So the last time I know I played with Mike Brown and Carolyn Berg and Rachel and Carl. But this time I'm going to use Vertessa, Marcel and Amanda Wilson and Jim Parkin. So those are going to be my investigators. I'm going to place the investigators cards here and lock them down. Gonna place the monster chart here. Items and stuff we can purchase during the game, like railroad and ship cards, focuses, and these spells we can gather. I'm gonna place in the middle. These are encounters. Gonna place them here, and the old ones I'm gonna place them top. So this is a quite nice setting if you place everything like this. Alright, but before I choose the old ones and do that stuff, I'm gonna use my cubes to select my investigators and their colors. And let's see, I can use blue for Amanda. I usually look at the pictures and imagine what's good color for the investigator. So blue dress, blue cubes. I'm gonna use these orange for Tessa, green for Marcel, and red for Ozzy, of course. These are Eldritch cubes. We'll see where they're going to go later. And these are the cubes you use for tracking Doom and Omen track and monsters. Leave this one here. So first of all, I usually just spawn investigators on the map, and you do that by rolling 2 dice, because the investigator spawns on the random city space. We have like 12 city spaces. So, but before I do that, I need to choose my lead investigator, and I think it's going to be Amanda. So I'm going to go clockwise. It's going to be Amanda, Tessa, Marcel, and then Jim, the last one. So let's see where Amanda is going to start. So she's going to start on the city space 2. That's here in Australia. Vertessa is going to start on the city space 6. Space 6, where is that? Oh, here it is, in America. Alright. And let's see, for Marcel, he's gonna be on city space 9, or here somewhere there in Japan, Asia. And let's see, lastly, Jim, he's gonna spawn on city space 6 with Vertessa on in America somewhere. Alright, so our investigators are placed, and now we're gonna choose the old one and set up the game. So for this playthrough, I want to play Nyarlathotep, or how do you spell that? I can't do it. Just one of those old ones that you can't even say his name. Anyway, first we see his doom is starting on 14. So let's place this on 14. And now let's do the setup. It says Omen starts on the rightmost black space. Well, this is the rightmost black space. Place a blue die with value 4 on the blue spot on the Omen track. Blue die is not a gate. Okay. With value 4. So I'm gonna place this here and set it on 4. And if Mystery 1 and 2 are solved, investigators win a game. So we just need to solve first two mystery. Although there is a last mystery here, and you will soon understand why. Because there is a meter space effect that says every time woman moves to the spot with the blue gate, which is here, that's the spot called the blue gate, decrease the value of that gate by 1. When value reaches 0, activate last mystery. So that's when the last mystery is gonna come into play, because as the human track moves, it's gonna move over the blue, decrease the value of that die by 1, and of course when it reaches 0, it's gonna... That's a kind of a timer there. Also we have a reckoning effect. It says if there is an open black gate with value of 3 plus, each investigator must move one space toward it or advance doom by 1. So the black gate's gonna call us to get closer to them. Anyway, we done that. The second thing we need to do, we need to spawn one gate and we check where our omen is. Our omen is in black space, so it's gonna be black gate. So let's roll this. Oh, it's a black gate of value 1 on the city space 1. And let's do the setup for the mystery now. So it says mystery 1, spawn 2 Eldritch tokens of random city spaces. Alright, let's do that. So 2 dice because we have 12 spaces. 1 is in space 3, so it is here, somewhere down there. And the other one is on city space 12. Where is that? Oh, that's here. Oh, wow, that's close to Marcel. Alright, and now it says on those spaces, investigators can choose to resolve an other world encounter. If they resolve close the gate part, they can discard one spell to place one Eldritch token on this card. When 2 Eldritch tokens are placed on this card, solve this mystery. So when we are on the space with these Eldritch tokens, we're gonna have to do one of these. If we want to take the Eldritch token, we're gonna have to do one of these other world encounters, these orange ones. And we have to remove one of our spells, so we need the spell to actually take the Eldritch token and place it there. So it's not gonna be easy, because to get spells you actually have to do some encounters, because that's the only way you're gonna get spell. Although we have Perteza with us, that's a librarian, and as an action she can gain a random spell, so it's gonna be easy for her, and she's actually pretty close to this gate here. So let's do the first turn, and then I'm gonna end the video. I'm gonna try to do a few turns each time as we play. So everything is set up. We have our Eldritch tokens on the map, Doom is set up, Omen is set up. So let's play. So Amanda is the first as the lead investigator, and she's over here. I think with her I'm gonna buy a ship ticket. Then I'm gonna move around the world. You can see you can move over here. Map continues here. So I'm gonna be here, and then I'm gonna spend my ship ticket immediately to move one more space. So she's gonna be on city space 5. Perteza as a... Oh wait, I was looking at the gate. I was actually should look at... Yeah, but she's still close. But I would need a ship ticket to get there fast. But I'm not gonna hurry up. I'm gonna actually do her action from the card. I'm gonna get one random spell. So I need to roll a die to see which random spells I'm going to get. That's a 4. So that's a Power of Isis. That's a random spell she's got, and it says that's an incantation. If I test lore, and if I pass, I reroll up to 2 dice during the combat encounter. Oh, that's okay. Also, that reminds me that when I spawned this gate, I also had to spawn one of the monsters here. So let's do that, because I totally forgot. Oh yeah, for that we roll 2 dice. Alright, that's a monster number 8, which is Fire Vampire. Okay, let's check. When this monster spawns, investigator on a gate gains a rune. So it was lucky for us no one was on the rune. It's only strength -1. So the fire vampire is guarding this gate of value 1. Anyway, Fortessa take the Over of Isis spell, and she's gonna move. Oh, yeah, she's gonna move here. So the next turn she can get to the Eldritch token. Alright, Marcel, he doesn't have any spells, but still he can go. I can move with him here. I can do at least city encounter and maybe gain a spell. And he's gonna focus. And Jim, well, I can send Jim to try to close the gate. So with him, I'm gonna buy a train ticket, move one space, then gonna spend my train ticket immediately to move to the gate. Although he's gonna have to fight that fire vampire. Let me check his strength. His strength is not so good, so he only wins on 4, 5 or 6, but -1, so he needs to get 5 or 6. Well, we'll see what will happen. Alright, every action is done by every investigators. Now we're gonna resolve the encounter phase. So we start with Amanda again. So Amanda is on the city space. We're gonna roll 2 dice and then we're gonna check our encounter on the city space. Alright, let's see. It's gonna be number 9. It says local pharmacist wants to treat your sudden illness. Test strength. Alright, so Amanda has a strength of 4 plus. Okay, she failed. She needed at least 4 more. And it says heal fail. Take 2 wounds. Whoa, that's bad. So she's gonna take 1 wound, and when she needs to take another wound, she's knocked out actually. So when that happens, investigators needs to move to the closest city space. Well, she is already on the city space, but you also have to move Doom by 1. So my Doom is now 13. Well, that's a bad roll. Alright, Fertez is also on the city space. So let's see what kind of encounter she's gonna have. That's a number 10. Says you gain the possession of strange amulet, test lore, and if she passes, she gains the polarize spell, which she already have. Well, doesn't really matter, so let's just do her lore test. That's a 2. Her lore is 2 plus, so she did pass. She'll still have her spell at least. Alright, the next one is Marcel. He's on the city with the Eldritch token, but I'm gonna do just city encounter because I don't have any spells to try for Eldritch. That's 8. So let's see. It says town major insists that you join him for a dinner. Test influence -1. If I pass, I gain 1 random item from the access supply. Oh, well, my influence is pretty bad, and it's -1, so I can only score on 6. Oh, that's a 5. Close enough, but -1, that's actually 4. Now I can spend my focus token, but I don't think I'm gonna bother, so I'm gonna fail and not get that item. Okay, Jimmy is on the gate, so I actually have to fight the monster. In any case, either doing the gate or city encounter, I have to fight the monster because the monster is there. So that's a strength -1, and he's not focused. Okay, let's hope for a large number. And yeah, he got that's a 1 -1. That's actually 0, so he failed, which means he's going to get a wound. Alright, so we done our encounters, which were pretty bad for this team investigators. Now we have to do our mythos. So we flip this card and we check where the omen is. Omen is in the black, which means we're gonna look at this black chart of mythos, and we roll 1 dice because we have 1 to 6 mythos effects, and we got a 5. So 5 first, the omen is gonna move forward here, and we know when it moves to the blue spot, this will decrease this value of this dice by 1, so it's now 3. The second thing, we have a reckoning, so we have to do reckoning from the card also. It says if there is an open black gate with value of 3 plus, well, this is not gate of value of 3 plus, this is 1, so this will not happen. The investigator doesn't have to move toward it. So it's not a strong gate at least. And lastly, it says any investigator can discard one item or spell to clear the monster chart. Well, since I didn't have a blue gate open because it's actually here, locked here. I mean, that's not a gate, just a timer, but we don't have blue gate the whole game when playing with Nyarlathotep. Well, I can just maybe do that to help Ozzy to close this gate second turn. So with Vertessa I have a spell. So I said can discard. So I'm gonna discard my spell and I'm gonna clear the monster chart. And that will be that. So no more Fair Vampire on guarding the gate. I done that because it's easy for Vertessa to do two actions to move and gain another spell again. So that's not a problem. Alright, and I think I'm gonna do one more turn and that's gonna be that. So let's continue. Amanda is on the city space and she's wounded. So I think I'm gonna move to Wilderness and I'm gonna heal my wound. With Vertessa I'm gonna move over here with Marcel. So you can do that because as you can see map is going around the road. And I'm gonna do the action from her card, gain a random spell. So I got spell number 2, which is Mist of Relech. Pass, you may choose an encounter if there are no monsters on your space. Alright, that's her two actions. With Marcel, I think I'm gonna remove my focus and actually do the aid action on Vertessa, because I can do that when you shine in the same spot. And if you remember, the aid action is you place your cube on her image in her character sheet, and that means she got +1 to all dice rolls, and she's gonna need it because she's gonna go for that Eldritch token. Alright, the last is Jim, which gonna heal, and he's also gonna focus. That's his two actions, because he's still gonna try to close the gate. Alright, let's do the encounters. So Amanda is now on wilderness space, so we're gonna check this green chart. So let's do, and she's gonna have a 4. A strange comet is passing over your location. Test observation +1. Well, her observation is pretty good. So let's see. That's a 4 +1, that's a 5. She passed. And it says pass decreased value of one gate by 2. Well, that's a stroke of luck. So I can actually close this gate. Yeah, I can close this gate. Now this doesn't affect this thing here because that's not a gate. It's set in the blue die is not a gate, so you can't affect it with these effects. So let's actually do that. Let's make Ozzy's life a bit easier. So no more black gate on the chart. Well, the next is Vertessa, and she's going for that Eldritch token, and she has 8. So let's see. I have to do Otherworld, which means I need to roll 2 dice because there are 12 encounters. Alright, I got a 10. Let's see. It says in the large library you are trying to decipher the Tome of Destruction. Test lore -1. Her lore is pretty good. Let's see. 4 -1 is 3. She still passed. And oh, and the willpower. Oh wait, I needed to roll both dice at once. Well, this is definitely past lore. I need to roll for my willpower. Oh, that's not the past. But I am aided by myself. So this 2 actually is 3. And her willpower is 3 plus. So she did pass. And it says close this gate and advance current mystery by 1. Well, now we didn't have any gates. We just resumed the close the gate part, as you can see here. It says if they resolve close the gate part, they can discard 1 spell. So you just do this. Close this gate and advance current mystery by 1. We just do the close this gate part because that's important for this. So I'm gonna discard my spell, this O'Reilly. Place this Eldritch Horror on mystery number 1. And that's good because now we just managed to do 1 part of the mystery. I'm gonna remove aid, not aided anymore, and do the Marcel encounter. He's on the city space, so 2 dice, and that's a 10. It says you gain the possession of strange amulet, so test lore. Okay, his lore is also pretty good, and he passed. So gain 4 of Icy spell, so he gets 4 of Icy spell, which is good because we need spells to actually get these Eldritch tokens. Last one is Ozzy. He's focused and on town, so I'm gonna do a town encounter. And we got the 6. Let's see. It says Professor from Arkham is in need of your help. Test lore. Okay. Oh, his lore is not that good, but he's at least focused. So he rolled 1. I'm gonna spend his focus. Reroll. Oh, I still failed. Okay. Fail. You are led into trap. Take 1 wound and you are delayed. Oh, poor Ozzy. He's gonna take another wound. And he's delayed. When the investigator is delayed, you place his little cube on the number besides the spot where he was. So the next turn I can only I can't do any actions. I can only stop being delayed. I'm just gonna move his cube on the space again. Well, that was that. So far so good. Already on second turn I managed to get at least 1 Eldritch token. Lucky for us we have Arteza, she can gain spells, so this old one might not be that hard to beat at all. Well, we will see. We will see. In any case, thanks for watching and see you in the next episode. Goodbye.